Welcome to another Xcode tutorial. This tutorial, we're going to learn how to make a calculator. And this calculator is sort of like a scientific calculator. And I'm just going to give you a demo. I'm just going to open up the simulator right here. Like that. And okay, good. Now here I'm just going to open up calculator. And it might take a while. Okay, here it is. Here's the app we're going to make today. So you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and you can also take a square root. And so this is how it works. If you wanted to do like 89 plus 98, you do 89, enter, 98, plus. That gives you your answer, which is 187. And I'm just going to clear, and this is how you take square roots. So let's say you want to take the square root of 36. Enter 36, press enter, and take the square root button, which gives you 6.0. Okay, now we're going to learn how to make that today. Close the simulator and open up Xcode. Sorry if it's a little slow. Okay, now, okay, there. And create a new Xcode project. Now here, select single view application and click next. And here, we're going to call this calculator. And the language is Swift because we're using Swift. And device is iPhone for now. Okay? Click next and I'm just going to create it in documents and replace this. Okay, so first thing, deselect landscape left and landscape right in the project right here because we don't want it. Or you can use, actually, we're going to do this. If you want to, you can do this, but we're just going to work with it. Okay, I'm just going to go to main.storyboard. And here, in File Inspector, deselect usize classes here. And depending on what you're working with, we're working for iPhone. You select here, there's an iPhone and iPad selection, and you click here, and it gives you a nice iPhone screen. So, okay. Okay, so first thing we drag on is a label. We're just going to say 0 for now. And for now, we're just going to set up the storyboard first before typing anything. Okay? So, it's better if you go here. Okay, so make it nice and big, nice and wide, and set the width to 288 and the height to about 77. That would be a good one. And right align the text in the attributes inspector. This is a size inspector, and this is the attributes inspector. And set the font to like 50. Okay, that would be good. And also in auto shrink, instead of fixed font size, we're going to do minimum font size, and it's going to be 9. Okay, and also I'm just going to set the background to orange. And also, drag on a button. I'm going to say 7. And I'm going to set the height to 39. And I'm going to set the font to 23. And I'm just going to copy it with Command C. Or you can go to Edit and Copy. And paste with Command V. Paste again. Now I'm just going to copy these 3 with Command C and paste with Command V. Seriously. Okay, so anyway, here, let's paste it again. And drag it here. And paste it again. Like that. Okay. And actually, I'm just going to drag this. So select all 9 of these, drag it up. Select the 6 of these and drag up. And select the 6 of these and drag up. Okay, like that. And also, this is going to say 8. This is going to say 9. This one's going to say 4. This one's going to say 5. And this one's going to say 6. And this one's going to say 1. This one's going to say 2. And this one's going to say 3. And this one's going to say 0. And this one's going to say enter. Drag it here, like that, and save. So we're gonna go to Xcode, edit, and we're gonna do special characters. And we're gonna select the square root symbol. Whoops. And you can also find it in this part. And we're gonna go to search, and we can search for square root. Here it is. Okay, there. Now also, paste again, because, sorry. Okay, there. And drag this here, and instead, gonna command paste this one. And drag this here. Actually, I'm just going to delete these two. And, oops. Okay. Copy and paste these. This, and like that. And again, open up special characters. And we're going to use these plus, minus, times and divide symbols. So in here, this one's gonna have a plus, this one's gonna have a minus, this one's gonna have a times, and this one's gonna be divide. Now I'm gonna close this and save it, and that's all we need for now. I'm gonna go to viewcontroller.swift. First thing we're gonna do, delete all this code, because we don't need it for now. Okay, and here, sorry for this. Just gonna open this. Okay, so inside here, I'm gonna put @IBOutlet space var space display space colon space UI label exclamation mark. Okay, and under that, I'm gonna have an IB action. So if an IB action is what happens when you click on a button, IB action responds to that. So here's how you declare it. Say @IB action space func space. This one is going to be enter number space open parentheses, open curly braces, and close curly braces. And it should put in the closing one here. Inside these open parentheses, we're gonna put sender colon UI button. Okay, and inside here, I'm gonna put let digit equal sender dot current title. Okay, and we're gonna put an exclamation mark. Okay, this is unwrapping it because current title is an optional, which means something might happen. And yeah, okay, so it's an optional, and by putting the exclamation mark, we're unwrapping it. Okay, under it, we're gonna put if this. Oh, sorry, actually, something up here we have to enter. We're gonna have in var user is entering numbers equals false. Okay, and also in here I'm going to put an if statement. This is if user is entering numbers, and open curly braces, and inside here I'm going to put display dot text equals digit. Okay, and here I'm going to put an else statement. I'm going to put display dot text equals digit. And actually, sorry. Okay. Here I'm going to put display dot text okay, like that. And also, and here it's going to be user is entering numbers equals true, and this up. Okay, and after you're done with this, let's go ahead and go back to main.storyboard to link everything up. So this is going to be the display. And I'm going to open up the view controller, enter numbers, going to be 7, select touch up inside, 8, touch up inside, 9, touch up inside, and 4, touch up inside, 5, touch up inside. So you'll link it up to every number on the screen, except for the label because it's not a button. Okay, so just checking if I have all of them. Okay. Last one, 0. Okay, save it, and we're gonna run on iPhone 5S. Click run. Okay, we're gonna open up the simulator, and hopefully it will come out as we planned. Okay, what this will do is we can enter numbers, but we can't, this won't do anything. Like, if you entered 78, you can, enter any numbers. And if it fills the screen, it keeps on getting smaller. That's what the minimum font size does. After a while, you can't really see it. And then it gets ... So, yeah. Okay, one more thing. We're going to add a clear button. Like that. Just drag it here. So at least it's visible. Okay. I'm going to go to viewcontroller.swift, and inside here, I'm going to have another IB action that's called enter, and we're going to put @IB action as usual, func enter. And we're not going to have any sender, so it's not going to have any arguments in here. And I'm just going to explain what this does here. So, digit, so we're saying let digit. Let, what's the difference between variable and let? Let is a constant. That means you can't change it. And var is you can change it. So, yeah. And digit equals sender, which is the button. .current title, which is the button's text, or is the title of the button. Sender is the button, it says UI button. And the exclamation mark, obviously, is for unwrapping. And here, if the user is entering number, that means if, the user is entering numbers, we already have it here, because when the view just loads up, the user is obviously not entering numbers, but when they do, when they're not, and they're still typing, it says display.text equals digit, users entering number equal true. That means the next time they enter a digit, the digit will go off the first one, or the stuff in front of it, okay? That's what it does. And in the enter, we're going to put users is entering numbers equals false. And next line, we're going to put, we're going to actually have another variable. It's going to be called, we're going to call this var operating stack equals array less than sign, greater than sign, double. That means we're creating an array that only has numbers that are doubles, which means it has more than 2 numbers after the decimal point. And open parentheses and close parentheses. Okay? And here we're going to put operand stack dot append. And here we're just going to leave it as display text dot text exclamation mark close parentheses. But if we try this, it turns out an error, and we're just gonna fix it we're gonna fix it soon, okay? But we're gonna have to declare something first. We're gonna have a variable. It's called display value. And we're gonna space colon space double, because we only want our array to have numbers that are doubles. That's why we have this. But you have to give it a value first. And okay. Here there's an error that says class view controller has no initializers. That means you have to initialize this, right? You can leave it here, but you have to give it a value soon. So here it's asking us to set this to something, but we're going to set it in a different way. Here's how we're going to set it. Space, we're going to put open curly braces, and inside here, we're going to put get, and we're going to have another one, which is set, and inside get, we're going to put return, which means you're returning the value. Return NS number formatter space open parentheses dot number from string, and inside here we're going to put display dot text exclamation mark close parentheses exclamation mark dot double value. And basically what we're doing is we're actually converting display.text to a double. Okay? And here in set we're going to put display.text text equals quotation marks, and inside we're going to put, here's how you convert a variable into a string, and I'm going to show you how you do that. Okay, so first thing we're going to put a backslash, and it automatically turns black, parentheses, and inside here, we're going to put new value. It's just there for you. In a get and set value thing, there's always a new value. So yeah. Next line, and we're gonna put user is entering numbers equals false. Okay, and that's about it. Here, instead of this part, instead of display.text, we're gonna put display value. Okay, and it will allow you, because this is a double. We specify that it's a double. So it must be double. Okay. And append means you're adding the display value to the end of the list. And also, here, we're going to put print ln inside here, quotation marks. I'm going to put operand stack equals backslash as usual, open parentheses, and inside here I'm going to put operand stack that's about it. Okay, now I'm just going to go back to main.storyboard and link this up, and you can see what happens when you enter a number. So we're going to put enter as this one and run, and you'll see what happens. So print ln prints to the logs, and I'll show you where the logs are right here. This is the logs. Go back here. So let's say I put in 89, press enter, operand stack equals brackets 89.0. So the way an array is converted to a string is all the values inside the array are put in brackets. And see, we entered 89. Let's enter 20. Let's say we entered 23. Press enter. It appends this to the end of the list, which means it adds it to the end of the list. You can keep on pressing numbers, and you can keep on doing it. Just adds to the end of the list. Okay, let's close the simulator. And in here, we're gonna have. I'm going to go back to viewcontroller.swift, and under the display value, I'm going to have an IV action for the clear button, because we want to clear the screen. And here I'm going to put display value equals 0, and we put display dot text equals quotation marks, and inside the quotation marks I'm going to put backslash, open parentheses, display value. Okay, and also under this, I'm going to have another IV action, func, operate, and inside the inside the parentheses, I'm going to put sender colon UI button. Okay, and curly braces. Before we start any code inside here, I'm going to have 4 functions. Okay, they're for the operations, which are add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to put func add and add inside the parentheses. I'm going to put op1 colon double, which means operation 1 is double. op2 is also a double. And outside, we're going to put an arrow, and then we're going to put double. Point to double. That means we're going to have we're going to take two doubles, and we're going to have to we want to return a double. So here, I have to put and here's where it's really simple in the add. We're going to return a value. Return op1 plus op2. And we're just returning a value, we're adding them, and that's why it's add, okay? So we're doing addition here. And then another function, so we're going to do func subtract and inside here I'm going to put the same thing. Usual op2 colon double. Okay, and as usual we're going to return double. And and we're going to have a return OP1 plus OP2. Actually, this is minus. What we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste these two functions. And this one's going to be multiply. And this one's going to be an asterisk, which is a multiplication symbol. And this one's going to be divide. Okay, once we got the four functions, let's continue. And it's gonna go up here. Inside here, I'm gonna put if. Actually, here I'm gonna have a switch function. First thing we're gonna do, let operation equals sender dot current title exclamation mark, and we're gonna have an if statement that says if user is entering numbers. Inside here I'm gonna put enter. Okay, and under here I'm gonna have a switch function. That means we're gonna there are multiple cases. So we're going to put switch, operation, and open curly and close curly braces. Okay? Inside here I'm going to put case, quotation marks. Inside here I'm going to actually open up the special characters. And you can find it in history if you already used it. Inside here, I'm going to put case plus, colon, we're going to put perform, operation, actually no, sorry, we haven't done that yet, but okay, we're going to have all our cases. Inside here, I'm going to have a minus, case, and inside here, I'm going to have a times, and I'm going to have another one that's a divide. Okay, and as usual, we're going to have a default, colon, break. Also, I'm just going to say the square root here, because as usual, we also need a square root. Okay, that's it. And actually, we're gonna add two more functions. It's called perform operation. So it's func perform operation inside the parentheses, we're going to have to put some arguments. We're going to put operation, colon, parentheses. Inside here, I'm going to put double. And as usual, we're going to have an arrow, and it's going to point to a double. That means we want two doubles, and we're going to return double. And I'm going to have an if statement that says operand stack.count is less than or equal to 2, because we need at least two numbers to do the operation, right? We need two numbers in the array. Like, if we did this, we can't use it. So inside here, we're going to put display value equals operation, and I'm going to put open parentheses, and inside here I'm going to put operand stack dot remove last colon, comma. Inside here I'm going to another one with operand stack dot remove last. So that means we're removing two of the last ones. Okay. Also, inside here we're going to have another one because you only need one number to the square root, and actually I'm going to have copy and paste this, that, and the operation instead, get rid of these parentheses, and like that, and instead so it's going to be 1, and get rid of this part. Okay, and here I'm going to put, in the case plus, we're going to put perform operation, and I'm going to put, since we only have one operation to do, we're going to, inside here, we're going to put $0 plus $1. These are just the two values that we set here. So this is $0 and this is $1. Actually, this is $1, this is $0. It does not really matter for addition. Here we're going to put another one, and as usual, is one curly with close curly brace. Inside here, I'm going to put $1 minus $0. Okay, and tab this, and Swift will automatically recognize $0 and $1 as these two numbers. Okay, and here we're going to put perform operation. And this one's going to be, it does not really matter what the order is because this is multiplication. Multiplication is commutative, so the order does not matter. Just to be neat, I'm just going to put $0 and $1. And here, perform operation. And this one's going to be $1 and $0 because, as you know, division is not commutative. This will be an asterisk, not plus. And here also, instead, we're going to put perform operation. And inside here, as usual, we're going to have curly braces. Inside here, we're going to use the built-in square root function. So you put sqrt. And inside here, we're going to put $0. Okay. Okay. Now, here, after you're done typing, actually here, sorry. Here, we're going to put enter. Also, here, we're going to put enter. Or else it won't give you the value. Now, let's go back to main.storyboard. And we're going to link up the stuff. So, this is clear. And this is operate. This is operate. So with the UI button, you can have, with the center of UI button, you can have multiple buttons that link to it. Okay, and also this one. Okay, once you have everything linked up, let's run. Okay, and here, let's say we want to do 2 plus 3. Side 2, enter, plus 3, plus. And you see what it did? It removed 2 and 3, and it replaced it with the 5. That means, see, we removed the 2 last ones, and we added another one. Well, what enter does is it adds a new number. That's why we put enter. It adds it to the new stack in case you want to do more operation to this one. Like if you want to do like enter plus listed 23 times, gives it these 2 values. Okay, so let's quit this. Also, you can take square roots. Say I want to take the square root of this. Gives me the answer, which is a very big decimal. See here? Okay. I'm gonna quit the simulator. So, this is calculator, and it's made from Swift, and it's gonna give you a go through it. So, we're gonna do a review. So we declared an IP outlet at first, and it's called display, which displays the numbers. It's a UI label. We have a variable if the user is entering numbers, and we're going to set to false when the screen loads, because as usual, the user is not typing anything when the view loads. Okay, and enter number. We'd say digit equals center.current title, which means like if you press 7, it would set digit to 7. And if user is entering numbers, display.text equals display.text plus digit. So if the user is not the user has not entered numbers yet, so the first time they pressed it, it's just display the digit. User is entering numbers equals true. That means they are entering numbers, because if here it sets to true, we don't want it to replace every single digit, so it says display.text plus digit. That means the digit goes behind what is already in the display.text. So yeah. Okay, and we have an operand stack, which has the array for all the numbers that you put in. Like in 2 plus 3 equals 5. 2 and 3 get put into the array, but then at the end they get removed, and 5 is replaces them. And an enter, user is entering numbers equals false. That means the user is not entering numbers, and we add another value. The number in display that we added it to the end. Append means add to the end and put it in the back. And we printed what is in the operand stack. We printed it to the logs, which are right here. See, as you see, that's what we did. Okay. And in display value, we had a variable called display value double. That means when we get it, you return this. We put a number from 3, which is display.text, and we convert it to a double. And when we set it, we say display.text equals in quotation marks backslash in parentheses new value. And we set users entering numbers to false. Okay, and in here, in the func clear, we basically clear the screen. We clear the display. And yeah. So we basically set the display value to 0, and we set the text to the display value, which is 0. In operate, we have a constant called operation equals center.current title, which is the title of the buttons here. And this. Okay. And we had a switch statement, so that it's sort of like a multiple if statement. But so when the text is this, so operation is basically this thing. So it's a string. Operation is a string. And that means the case quotation marks plus. That means when operation is plus, we perform the operation, which is $0 plus $1. And in minus and times and divide, we do basically the same thing. And square root, we use a built-in square root. function, and as usual in all switch functions, there's a default and a break. Okay. In perform operation, this one's for like plus, minus, times, and divide. We need two numbers to do that, right? And that's why we put here is less than or equal to 2. You need at least two numbers to do this. But in this one, this is for the square root, you only need one number. Okay? So yeah. And add, we just return the value in the add function. We return it in subtract. It's basically, you just put the symbols. Okay. So hopefully, I hope you got something from this video. And yeah, okay. Okay, so guys, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you see my other tutorials. Bye bye.